With the recent collapse of banks around the world, in the United States, in Europe, a lot of my clients have asked, are banks in Dubai and the UAE safe? Can I store my money in those banks? What kind of protections do we have if the banks fail? In this video, let's do a deep dive into the banks in Dubai and the UAE, who owns them, and how safe are they if you put your money in them. It is important to note that in Dubai and the UAE, if you want to get a banking license and you want to open your own bank, it isn't as simple as in the United States, where you get a small banking license, you open up your community bank, and if you have enough money, you can start offering your services to customers. In the UAE, you need to be connected to the government in some way. Somebody in the ruling family has to be a shareholder, or another bank that has been in the UAE for over a decade has to be a shareholder in your new bank, and then you can open up, and you need to go through strict regulations in order to open up for business. That makes banks a lot more strict. That makes banks a lot more liable for deposits of anybody that uses their services. And the government in the UAE has historically said that they would guarantee any deposits in case of a bank run or a bank failure. In 2008, in the global financial crisis, they did guarantee investors that if they bring their money to the UAE and Dubai, the government itself would guarantee those deposits. Even if all banks fail, you would still get your money, even though there is no official insurance for banks like there is in the United States. That being said, that was back in 2008, and if we trust people for things they said 15 years ago, then divorce would probably not exist. As a first example, let's look at the National Bank of Dubai. National Bank meaning owned by the government. Yes, they're owned by the government, but who in reality owns this bank? Emirates NBD. This is the bank that we typically tell our clients go and open a bank account. It is one of the strictest banks in Dubai. You will need to go through a lot of checkup, due diligence. If you have a criminal record, they will find out about it. And absolutely everything about your life, they will know when they run the checks on you with your passport and your Emirates ID. If you want to open up as a non-resident, it is even harder. You need to deposit a large amount of money, and you will go through a lot of scrutiny if you want to open up a bank account as a non-resident of Dubai. This bank, we have good connections. We help our clients. We open bank accounts for them. Who are the shareholders in this bank? If we look at Market Screener here, we have all of the shareholders, and the one that stands out is Investment Corporation of Dubai, an investment company. They own 55.8% of the shares. And we're thinking, why would an investment company, Investment Corporation of Dubai, own shares in a bank? Aren't they owned by the government? If we do a bit of research on this Investment Corporation of Dubai, ICD for short purposes, it is the principal investment arm of the government of Dubai. The government of Dubai essentially uses this holding company to invest in multiple different industries across the Emirate of Dubai. Manages a broad portfolio of assets, both locally and internationally, across a wide spectrum of sectors that support Dubai's dynamic economy. So it isn't just some rinky-dinky company or some private company. It is owned by the Dubai government in order to increase and improve the economy of Dubai, and they obviously have an interest in the National Bank of Dubai. They are the majority shareholder. Now, if we dig deeper into the Investment Corporation of Dubai, we see that the chairman is His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, which is the Crown Prince of Dubai and the chairman of the Dubai Executive Council. He goes by the name Fasa on Instagram. He's quite a personality, and if you go into any government office in Dubai, you will see his face on a portrait in every single office, even offices, private offices, you will see his face. He's obviously one of the most prominent leaders of the UAE and a member of the UAE ruling family and the Dubai royal family. He is the chairman of this company that then owns the majority shares in the Emirates National Bank of Dubai. Obviously, the government has financial interests in this bank, and they have majority shareholder in this bank, Emirates National Bank of Dubai. Therefore, if the bank fails, if all deposits are lost, the government is liable to repay those depositors, to repay those investors, and it would come to the government to fix the issue of the bank failing. It isn't just like the bank fails, oops, will the government bail us out? Yes, maybe not. No, the government is responsible for that bank. If you trust the government of Dubai, in this case through their company, the Investment Corporation of Dubai, then you trust the bank because it's owned by the government. Every emirate in the UAE works with their own laws. They obviously follow the laws of the United Arab Emirates, but they have a lot of differences when it comes to their laws and the strictness of those laws. For example, if you want to buy alcohol, it is way easier to buy alcohol in Dubai than it is in Sharjah or Abu Dhabi. A lot more strict Emirates in that particular case. So let's look at other Emirates and banks in other Emirates, the main one being Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the United Arab Emirates. We have First Abu Dhabi Bank, which was recognized as the safest bank in the Middle East for second consecutive year in 2018. That was 5 years ago, so we can't really say, oh, it's the safest bank in the UAE, because 5 years ago, and 5 years things can change. Let's look at a bank that I've promoted here on the channel that I've talked a lot about, and they're based in Abu Dhabi. That is a Wio Bank. It is an online bank, but if we go into who they are in their About Us page, in their shareholders, they actually reveal who their shareholders are. Abu Dhabi Development Company, ADQ, Alpha Dhabi Holding, and First Abu Dhabi Bank. We see FAB, First Abu Dhabi Bank, one of the safest banks in the UAE, named safest bank in the Middle East. So now that's the shareholder, but they could have a 0.5% shareholding, like for example, BlackRock had in Emirates MBD. They could have just 0.5%. So let's look at who the main shareholder is. Abu Dhabi Development Company, ADQ. I personally never heard of them before, so I had to do a lot of research into them. As I was doing research into ADQ, I found on their website, His Highness Sheikh Tanoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the chairman of ADQ. ADQ makes a visible and significant contribution to Abu Dhabi's economy and the everyday lives of its people. Very similar to the Dubai Investment Corporation, essentially a state-owned investment corporation. If you start to dig deeper, I found this particular article. Sheikh Tanoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan has been appointed chair of the $790 billion Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. Investment Corporation, Investment Authority, pretty much the same in a different emirate. The main sovereign wealth fund of the United Arab Emirates capital, in a signal of its expanding influence. Sheikh Tanoon is the UAE's national security advisor, but he also shares the state holding company ADQ, the country's largest lender, First Abu Dhabi Bank, and international holding company. Essentially, he's part of the royal family, of the ruling family of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and he is also the son of the founder of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the famous Sheikh Zayed Road that connects the Emirates. This is the son of the founder of the country. You can't get more government involved or ruling family involved than this. That particular company, that obviously is owned by the government, by the son of the founder of the country, then owns the banks of the country. Wio Bank in this example. So Wio Bank, even though it is an online bank, even though it doesn't have branches all over Dubai, UAE, and all over the Emirates, it is directly owned by the government through this holding company that they then use to help the economy of their emirate. In both of these cases, Emirates MBD, National Bank of Dubai, as well as Wio, they have direct government involvement directly from the royal families of the United Arab Emirates, meaning that if anything happens to the deposits, even though it is technically an online bank, in order to get that license, they need to be owned by the government. Therefore, the government is again liable to those depositors, and the blame falls on the government directly if there were any bank failures or any issues with the banks. It isn't just a private bank that can be pushed to the side and then bailed out, or maybe not bailed out, so that you, the depositor, are to blame. And just to illustrate how the banks and overall the largest companies of the United Arab Emirates depend on the government and on the royal family, if you do a little bit of research into NBD, National Bank of Dubai, and their chairman, Ahmed Al Maktoum, you might think, who is Ahmed Al Maktoum? Maybe he's a private person, he sounds Arab, but maybe he's appointed by the government. Well, he is also the chief executive of Emirates Airline and Group. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum is also the president of the Dubai Department of Civil Aviation, the chief executive of Emirates Airline, as well as the chairman of Emirates MBD. You cannot get more government involved than this. That's why a lot of people say that in the UAE and in Dubai specifically, banks are safe because they are directly owned by the government, meaning that if anything happens to the bank, the government is therefore the one at fault, and they obviously want to look good in front of the global population that they want to attract. They want to bring money into the country, therefore they want to make their banks safe, strict, and regulated so that you and your money is also safe. What do you think personally? Are banks in the UAE and Dubai safe, or are they just about to collapse in the next couple of months and years? Let me know your comments down below. I hope this provides more clarity and insight into how the banks work in the UAE. If you yourself want to move to Dubai to lower your taxes down to zero illegally, check out this video right here on the ultimate guide to moving to Dubai. I personally moved to Dubai. I've helped hundreds of people move to Dubai, and this video will explain absolutely everything you need to know. Check it out right now.